Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a nightclub in the capital city under investigation after a violent altercation is caught on camera. We'll take a look at the now viral video.
Plus, there are renewed concerns about Live Nation and Ticketmaster. We'll hear why some of our elected officials are issuing a subpoena.
And state police gearing up for the busy holiday travel season, how they're stepping up enforcement to keep our roads safe.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Hartford police are renewing their investigation into a popular city nightclub. A now viral video shows a more violent altercation than they previously thought.
Fox 61's Matt Karen visited the Russian Lady where security guards are accused of assaulting a patron. Matt.
Well, the original incident happened on November 4th. Hartford police responded here to the Russian Lady for a report of an assault, but no charges were ever filed. Now police are taking a second look after a viral video surfaced. This now viral video taken inside the Russian Lady nightclub in Hartford November 4th appears to show a confrontation in the stairwell.
The incident came in from a third-party call reporting an assault.
Watch as security guards appear to punch a man who falls down a flight of stairs. Moments later, seen motionless. Hartford police responded, but no charges were ever filed because security told police the man simply fell, and the victim, who was drunk, initially refused treatment.
We were just made aware as a department of a video that surfaced. We viewed that video and determined this clearly paints a different picture of maybe what would have happened in here. This is going to be a very active investigation.
The Russian Lady has changed hands several times over the years, operating under different principal proprietors and LLCs. We called the club's current owner, Jerry Fornarelli of FYC Entertainment.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Fox 61 discovered it's not the first time the Russian Lady has been in hot water. Last year alone, fined $20,000 and their liquor license suspended for 4 days for 26 counts of selling alcohol to minors. The Department of Consumer Protection telling Fox 61, quote, DCP has opened an active investigation into the incident to determine what action should be taken. The video is disturbing and not reflective of the behavior expected in our licensed establishments.
If you train better, you know this would happen.
Devin Wilson of Waterbury provided Fox 61 with this video of another fight in 2021. You can see patrons and security swinging at each other around the pool table.
I've seen like numerous times, just like security's like a little extra rough there. I witnessed like a few times where like, say if they're getting ready to kick someone out, they walk up on him, just kind of grab him and just kind of start moving towards the door. Not really any explanation, any de-escalation or anything like that. So to be honest, I wasn't really surprised when I seen the video.
As for the victim, we're told he was taken to the hospital but then released. And in a bit of breaking news, the Department of Consumer Protection telling Fox 61 that the owner of the Russian Lady is cooperating with their investigation and has voluntarily offered to suspend their license. This business will remain closed until further notice. Reporting in Hartford, Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Matt. New tonight, Stamford police are looking for the driver involved in a deadly hit and run. Police believe this car hit a 74-year-old woman early this morning while she was crossing West Main Street. She was pronounced dead on scene. Police say the driver was speeding and did not stop after hitting the woman. Anyone with any information should call Stamford police.
A woman from Connecticut has been arrested after allegedly vandalizing a building during a protest in New Hampshire. Police say Bridget Shergalis of the Dayville section of Killingly was with other protesters at the Elbit System building in Merrimack, New Hampshire yesterday for a protest showing support for Palestine. She and 2 others who gained access to the building's roof during the incident are facing charges. Police say the building was damaged during the protest with walls spray painted, windows broken, and at least 1 door locked shut with a bicycle anti-theft device.
New here at 6, a Massachusetts man's facing charges after allegedly damaging several CTDOT light poles. Police say they found John Seeley on the right shoulder of I-384 in Manchester wearing construction gear and putting copper wires into the bed of a pickup truck. Seeley told officers he was subcontracted by the DOT to perform the work but could not provide any documentation. The DOT officer confirmed Seeley had not been hired by them and there was no scheduled work in the area. Police determined Seeley had damaged state property in an attempt to remove that copper wiring. He's being held on a $100,000 bond. Turning to the weather now, some rain coming our way ahead of a busy holiday travel day tomorrow.
Yeah, not so much rain coming on Thanksgiving itself so much, and that's a good thing. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now, right?
Yeah, we'll get it all out of the way tonight into tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, conditions are improving, and we could even start out as a brief wintry mix or snow in parts of the state. Check this out. This is from Ethan in New Hartford, already seeing the flakes beginning to fly, but they should quickly, even in the hills, go over to rain here as we head through the coming hours. 1 to 2 inches of rain is anticipated, the heaviest overnight into tomorrow morning, and then those improving conditions. Winds gusting up to 30 to 40 miles per hour, with the highest gusts along the shoreline, maybe even close to 45 heading into early tomorrow morning. Here's a look at the radar. We've got some rain coming down across a lot of Fairfield County now. We're seeing some snow up in the hills, rain in Haddam, and some flakes flying in Torrington. We just got confirmation of that from Chris. Thank you so much for sharing that video with us as well. And notice the temperatures are above freezing pretty much everywhere, which is why we're not anticipating snow to be much of an issue. But all the way up there in the higher elevations is where there could be a few slippery spots. But overnight, as temperatures rise, everyone changes over to rain. It is heavy at times at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it is a wet morning commute tomorrow, especially early on. This is 7 a.m., but notice improvement as we head towards the afternoon. There's also a coastal flooding component, and for more on that and the shoreline impacts, we head to meteorologist Ryan Breton. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Rachel. This system is going to spin up as it goes by to our south tomorrow morning, and with it will come a pretty good punch of some wind, especially near the shoreline. It will not be as windy inland, and we can already see that starting to happen right now. We're gusting to 23 miles per hour in both New Haven and Groton, and that wind coming in out of the southeast. That direction pushes water right up onto the Connecticut shoreline, so there is a coastal flood advisory that's been issued for New Haven and Fairfield counties all the way down to New York City as well. Because of this wind piling water into Long Island Sound and churning things up, there could be some minor coastal flooding during the time of high tide tomorrow, and some inundation and splash over in the usually susceptible spots. We're not really expecting anything too out of the ordinary, but there may be some places where you'll have to move your car up to higher ground if you're in a spot that usually floods in a high tide situation like this. You'll see the wind kicking up tonight, but the strongest really does stay in southern and southeastern Connecticut. It looks like between about 4 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock in the morning, that's when the strongest winds will happen, and there will be some gusts over 40 miles per hour, perhaps close to 50 in the very strongest gusts in southeast Connecticut. Inland areas doesn't get quite as windy, and then it will be breezy as all of this pulls away heading into Thanksgiving, but that Thanksgiving Day forecast does look much improved. Rachel will be back with much more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Brent?
All right, Ryan, thank you. Now, we are in the midst of one of the busiest travel weeks of the year. Tomorrow will be one of the busiest travel days of the year. Here in Connecticut, AAA is expecting more than 600,000 people to be on the move, mostly by car. And when they hit the road, Connecticut State Police will be out and about, keeping everyone safe.
Fox 61 New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc's getting a behind-the-scenes look at those operations today. She joins us live in Bethany with more. Julia.
Hi, good evening to you both. Well, starting tonight at midnight, Connecticut State Police will be out in full force searching for distracted or erratic drivers and anybody driving under the influence. But what exactly do those operations look like? We got a front row seat.
Every day I go back home, I'm thankful to God that, I get to see my family.
Trooper Matthew Costello has been with the Connecticut State Police for nearly 4 years, getting into this for many reasons.
I always had a passion for it.
Especially after police stepped up when his family needed it the most.
My brother was shot multiple times, and the detectives that investigated the case ended up finding the suspect.
Now, Trooper Costello is out on patrol, making sure our roadways are safe during one of the busiest travel weeks of the year, with more than 515,000 drivers expected to take to Connecticut highways.
You want to kill someone like that, man.
Trooper Costello is looking for erratic drivers, people speeding, and searching for anyone driving under the influence.
People drive erratically each and every day, either late to work, or probably under influence, especially during the holidays.
Something Costello says is always avoidable by using a designated driver or ride-sharing service. He says if you have to ask yourself if you're okay to drive, the answer is likely no.
We encourage people to go out and enjoy their time with their families, but do it responsibly.
One way to do that is by taking the train, something a spokesperson for Amtrak says thousands will be doing this week, especially in the New Haven area.
Last year in New Haven, for the week alone, we had over 30,000 people just get on or off a train.
If you're one of those folks, Jason Abrams says get there 45 minutes to an hour early. And always remember this safety tip.
If you see something, say something.
Now that advice, of course, holds true for drivers too. State police are asking you to help them out, be their eyes and ears this holiday week and into the weekend. And if you see anything that is off, please call 911. We're live in Bethany. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Julia. More families are now eligible for SNAP benefits this year. Nearly 10,000 additional Connecticut residents qualify. People can get assistance if their monthly gross income is at or below 200% of the federal poverty level. Previously, it was at 165%. Governor Ned Lamont spoke about his administration's decision to expand SNAP benefits.
Maybe this is all related to COVID and the need was going to recede over a period of time, but it hasn't. The need is still there.
Connecticut SNAP program serves more than 229,000 households. The Connecticut Department of Social Services estimates people will receive an average of $185 a month.